Hello, 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 lovely queens. Welcome to have you here. I'm going to apologize in advance if I go out because I'm having a few internet issues, but no, I'm coming back. Hey, Jen. Hey, Natasha. Thank you so much for being here. It's always nice to have someone to talk to and dialogue with. That just makes it so much more fun. So again, welcome back and happy Wellness Wednesday. Hey Dee, I'm so glad you could make it on today. So I just again want to say welcome back if you've been here before. Please, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you're new here, I want to welcome you to your financial home. So I'm Mia James. I'm your financial wellness coach. And today we're going to be talking about how to make your money make money, even while you're saving. And we have an expert here in the room, Miss Deera Bean, so she can even share some insight. Okay, I think I went out for a second. So if you know what a HYSA is, let me know in the chat. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Mom. Who knows what a HYSA is? Let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm waiting for it to come through. Anybody know what a HYSA is? All right, no worries at all. So a HYSA is a high yield savings account. So let me know in the chat if now that I said what it means, now you know what it is. Anybody got a high yield savings account? Okay, not yet. That's okay. That's what I'm going to teach you about today. So HYSA is high yield savings account. Anybody in the chat, let me know what is the current interest rate. If you don't have a high yield savings account, you have a regular savings account at a bank or credit union, what is your interest rate right now? Good. Natasha said she knows. She knows. Let's put that up here. Excellent. That's what we're talking about today. Excellent. Who knows what their interest rate is for their savings account? Anybody know? Let me know in the chat. Ballpark figure doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, excellent. Well, that's good. So you have a high yield savings. Okay, really good. That's high yield right there. Excellent. Okay. So, okay, wonderful, Natasha. Excellent. So y'all have high yield savings accounts. So we're going to talk about how to maximize those, okay? So right now the national average is about 0.42%. That's less than 1%. Okay? So, I mean, if you're going to be saving money, especially people that have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus dollars in a savings account, I'm thinking you probably want your money to make more money than 0.42%, right? So, like Natasha said, and like Jen, you can get at least 4% on the money that you're saving. And wouldn't it be great if your sinking funds could be earning at least 4%? So while you're waiting to use it, it could be making a little bit more money, definitely more than 0.42%. So I'm going to share a little bit of my book. It's called Think, Learn, and Feel Rich. I'm going to go over chapter 4. And chapter 4 is about savings. In case you're wondering, what is a sinking fund, Mia? Anybody know what a sinking fund is? Let me know in the chat what you think that is. What is a sinking fund? Exactly, Jen. Shop around. Yes. And I'm going to show you what I use personally and how I use it for all my different sinking funds. Anybody know what a sinking fund is in the chat? Okay. I don't see any responses. So I'm actually going to read an excerpt from my book and I'm going to share with you all what it is. Okay. So basically, just to define it, a sinking fund is a fund for things that you're saving for every month, but you're not using that money monthly. So here goes my excerpt from my book. For example, your travel fund. So that's an example of a sinking fund. If you're like me, you like to get on a plane. Anybody like to get on a plane besides me? You like to see the world because you know the world's a better place when you travel. I heard somebody say travel should be covered by your health insurance, and I agree. That's just my personal opinion, or maybe you just want to be able to go out to brunch with your friends, Maybe you just want to have money to do a renovation on your home. Whatever it is, you want to have a sinking fund for that. So I have sinking funds for things like travel, car repairs, and annual expenses because, as we know, life be lifing. And the next thing you know, you need a new tire, or it's time for the oil change, or your air conditioning went out, especially if you live in a hot climate. Something, life is always going to life. Or for those of you who don't shop every month, maybe you shop every now and then, right? You know, something comes up and you need a new outfit for it. Anybody go get like a new outfit, like when something comes up and you want to do something? Hey, Justin. Okay. So we know that we need to have money for those unexpected things, or those things we know are coming down the pike, maybe like birthday parties or anniversaries or special events. And you do not want to throw off your spending plan that you created. So you want to be able to save for those things. You want to be able to get the money out the account and go buy it, right? Anybody with me on that? You want to just be able to take the money out the account. You need something and it's already there. So it's so nice to just have the money sitting there. So when you do need to do something, you already have it. So what I want you to do now is to get your favorite journal or something to write with. Okay. So get your favorite journal out or something to write with, because I need, yes, Jen, I need you to connect with this at a heart level, because this is feminine finance. So it is all about you being connected. Okay, there you go, Natasha. Exactly. Yes, those are real life things that we need. And let me tell y'all this, every time I have a car repair, I don't stress. And you know what? I have an expensive car repairs type of situation. Okay. But you know what? I have a sinking fund for that. And a lot of people are like, oh, I got to use the money. But you know what? I just say thank you, because the money is there. So when the situation arises, boom, we transfer. No sweat on my back. Okay. So let me continue reading. Oh dear. I have all these things popping up, technology. So as I asked, get your favorite journal or something to write with. You can even write on your phone. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Okay. So if you're seated, or maybe you're lying down, but if you're seated like myself, you want to just sit upright in wherever you're sitting, and ground your feet into the floor. If you can't, sit up nice and tall, get your spine in an upright position. And if you feel comfortable doing so, you can close your eyes and put one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Allow your belly to fill with air. Feel your belly pressing into your hand. And as you exhale, open through the mouth. Take another deep breath in. Filling the belly with air. Feel your belly press into your hand, expanding. And this time, take a longer exhale out of your mouth. Last one, take another deep breath in. Feel your belly expand bigger than it's been all day. And then take an even longer exhale, make a sound. Return to normal breathing. And just begin to notice how you feel. And take this moment to imagine how it would feel to literally have a fund for all the things your heart desires. And I'm not saying it'll happen overnight, but just imagine what that would be like for you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and place an emoji or a word in the chat of what that would feel like for you to just be able to, you need that accelerator, you need that new party outfit, and the money is just sitting there in a bank. And not only is it sitting there, but it actually made money until you went to go get it. What would that feel like for you? Type it for me in the chat. Peace. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Excellent. What else we got? It would be awesome. Yes, it would. Yes, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Anybody else? What else do we have? Yes, it's a celebration. I love it. I love it. Excellent. All right. So the first thing I want you to write down is how much would you need in an emergency fund? If you're not familiar with that type of terminology, that is either 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months of your basic living expenses, right? So that's basically the four basics, food, shelter, transportation, and, like utilities. So write down in your journal or whatever you are writing with, what does your emergency fund need to be? So everyone is different. Some people want to do 3 months, some people want to do 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, because if you're self-employed, you probably want to be closer to the 9 to 12 months, right? And I want you to write down a number that truly makes you feel safe, because that's really what it's about, especially for us women. We want to feel safety, right? Anybody want to feel safe, right? And the Bible says, money is the answer to many things. So, doesn't hurt to have more money. Now, of course, like I said, you can build your emergency fund over time. And what I like to do is use tax refunds. And if you do get a bonus from your job, to fund your emergency funds faster. Because, say you want to have a 6 to 12 month emergency fund, that's, several thousands of dollars. And so it may take you some time to do that. So remember, an emergency fund is there in case you're temporarily not bringing in revenue, or you have like some type of real emergency and you need to, get your car fixed, get your heaters or your air conditioners fixed, things of that nature. And also, you do not want to have too much money sitting in your emergency fund, because you really want your money to be out working for you. So really, you have to figure out, number one, what are all your necessary expenses? So things like Netflix, Amazon Prime, that does not go into your number that you calculate. So if you need some help calculating that number, just reach out to me. But you just want to have your basic living expenses when you calculate your emergency fund. And then once you build it, it's time for that money to do something else. Some people have like $100,000, $200,000 sitting in the bank. No, you don't need all that money unless you have some serious living expenses like $20,000 a month. But if that's not the case, then no. And the next thing you want to decide is on what sinking funds do you want to contribute to monthly. So let me know in the chat, what are some sinking funds that you would create? So like I told you, mine are travel, new home, down payment, car repairs. Some people may want to add something like birthdays, holidays. Like some people spend a lot of money on Christmas and things of that nature. So maybe you want to have a sinking fund for Christmas gifts, whatever it may be. Maybe like every time you, like some of my sorority sisters, they have it for like duels and events, things like that. So go ahead and let me know in the chat, what is a sinking fund that you would want to create? So think of anything you would need money for in the near to distant future that you want to start saving for. All right. So we are going to I'm going to show you how I set up my thank you, Justin. Yes, that is a real thing. Yes, because it's hot where you live. So these are real practical things. Excellent. Travel. Yes, that's what I like to hear, Juice. Yes, very good. Excellent. So we got some traveling, we got some practical things, some house things. I definitely had to use I had so many house things going on in 2024. It was emergency fund. You talk about grace of God. Thank you, Lord, for that emergency fund. Okay, so now it's time to get practical. So now I am going to share my screen, I believe. Let's see if it's going to do what I need it to do. All right. So bear with me, y'all. I am, used to Zoom. Okay, so let's see. So okay, I got it now. I think it's going to do what I needed to do. Yes. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me know if you can see. Yep, it looks like it's working. Okay, awesome. All right, so this is my dashboard. Okay, so this is my in my high yield savings account. And it's one account, but it lets you set up these sinking funds, is what I call them. Okay. And other people use that term in the industry too. So essentially, I have a cash reserve. So this is where I save for my business. I have a travel fund. I have a down payment fund. I have a profit account because I always tell myself my business is profitable, so we put in away the profits. And then there I also have an option to do some general investing in retirement. But for now, we're just focusing on these sinking funds, these four here. Okay, so this is actually mine. All right, so now I'm going to show you the next step on how I set this up. Okay, so I have to do a new share. So basically, if I wanted to create a new one, then I would essentially, this is not as easy as Zoom, y'all. So depending on the type of account I wanted to open up, I would choose one of these. And so in this instance, I'm choosing cash reserves, right? Because I want the money to be liquid and I still want to get, at the time that I took these screenshots, the interest rate is 4%. Okay. And sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, right? But of course, it's way better than 0.42%. So I will select cash reserve. And then my next step, let's get that one up, is I'm going to decide what am I saving for. Okay. So that is the things that you all mentioned, household irrigation systems, for example, travel, things of that nature. So, some people save for taxes, especially if you're self-employed. For me, I do save for taxes. Or actually, I pay my estimated taxes pretty much every month, but you can do it quarterly, right? So you can have a taxes. You can do general cash. It could be emergency fund. It could be a car fund. So you can literally break it down exactly how you want it to be. So you would select that. Okay. And then the next step that I do is, hold on before I hit share. Yeah, this is definitely not like Zoom. You got to click a lot of things. Okay. Is after I chose what type of account I want it to be, then so in this particular case, I just chose general cash. The account type is high yield cash, a 4% APY. That's my annual percentage rate, my interest rate there. And then the cool thing about this is that you can actually set a target, right? So you can set the date that you want to have it, amount of money you want to have in there. It's really cool because it'll tell you if you're on track or off track, right? And so I really, really love this because it shows me like my progress when I go into my dashboard. Really cool. And then once you set all that up, you're going to do open account, but I'll show you one more thing before you get there. So in order to set up again, I have to click all 500 of my things. So this is what you can do. You can go in, you can set a target amount. It's supposed to be 5,000, but I'll show y'all that on the next one. So let's say I wanted to have 5,000 by January 2026. I would click continue, and that's how I set my target date and my target amount. So depending on when you set it up, you would just divide 5,000 divided by however many months it is from now until when you want the money. All right. And then the final step is really, really easy. It literally took me all of 5 minutes to actually do this. Okay. Like super duper easy. The last one is, let's get that one up for you. You're going to confirm your account details, and then you hit open. So as you can see here, I hit change name because at first it was just called cash. Now it's called marketing. So let's just say I want to put aside some extra money for marketing, which De'Ara had recommended to me. It'll down here, you see my target amount is 5,000 and I want to have that by January 2026. Then I open my account, and then from there I can set up the automation. So if I want, it's January 2025 now, so that's 12 months. And if I do 5,000 divided by 12, that means that I would need to do an automation for $417 a month. Okay. So that is how I set up my sinking funds in my high yield savings account. And thank you, dear. Thank you. Awesome. Any questions? So now it's time for questions. Like that was all of the learning that I wanted to share with you. But I just want to take some questions that you all have about either high yield savings accounts, sinking funds, things of that nature, interest rates. Let me know what you got for me in the chat. And don't be shy. And I'll give you some time to think because I know it takes some time to type sometimes. Or for those of you who have high yield savings accounts, where do you recommend? So if you do need some support, if you don't already have one, definitely reach out to me. Also, if you like the excerpt from my book, I will also put that on the screen if you would like to pre-order your copy. Oh, I see some comments coming in the chat. Okay, excellent. Okay. Yes, excellent, Natasha. So proud of you. Okay. So credit unions. Okay, so I say as long as they over 4%, go for it, right? So if you need help, De'Ara, she's on here as well. She's watching live. De'Ara, drop your link in the chat as well if you need some help setting up a high yield savings account. I don't know, you might be driving, but De'Ara can also support you with that, and I might be able to get her link. Hold on, give me one moment. So she can help you out. And so De'Ara is my amazing business partner. And now see, let me tell y'all what had happened. So I called myself organizing my tabs. And I'm like, oh, where did okay, I found it. Okay. So this is De'Ara's link. She actually sets up high yield savings accounts on Fridays. So if you would like to get some support, her link is in the chat, and you can go ahead and book with her on a Friday, and she could get you set up into your own high yield savings account. Okay. So yeah. Yep, she just said for sure she'll help anyone set one up. So we offer white glove service. We want to make sure that we walk you through. If you need help setting up your dashboard, you know I'm your girl. I love it. I have a good time with it. It takes all of 5 minutes to set up your dashboard. But the key that I didn't go over today is to automate the monthly amount. And I was going to go over that next week, but what I've decided to do is actually do a talk on taxes. Now, disclaimer, I am not a tax professional, but I have attended many tax classes and many tax talks because taxes are a part of finances. And as a business owner, I also need to understand taxes. And so I'm next week at this same time, I'll be talking about taxes. And hopefully I can get a guest speaker on the following week because this is tax season and I want to make sure that we are all maximizing our funds. So before we go tonight, again, let me know if anyone has any questions in the chat and what are some other topics that you'd like me to cover. And because I have quite a few topics already. February is planned out. I have a guest speaker coming on to talk to you all about business funding. So we're going to have us a great time in February. All right. Yes. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that, Juice. That's my mama, y'all. It's my Juice. She's a great supporter. I know I went out. Please let me know what you'd like to hear more about. And I'm also typing in the chat because I already know my internet is weird. I don't know. So thank you all so much for coming tonight. I hope this was helpful. I hope this inspired you to think about your sinking funds, was really near and dear to your heart that you want to have money for. And it doesn't have to be this big extravagant thing, but do something towards it so that you set yourself up for success. Okay. That's basically what I want you to do. No more excuses. Like, you're very welcome, Jen. Well, I'm going to say goodnight. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I hope that this was helpful to you all. Well, thank you for joining me and have a wonderful evening. Good night. You're very welcome.